Good evening. My name is Mary Trong and welcome to today's VATV show, April 24th, 2013. VATV is the voice of Vietnamese American from the greater Boston area, and it is sponsored by Vietnamese American Initiative for Development, also known as VATAID. You can follow our program live every Wednesday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on BNN TV network via cable Comcast Channel 9 and RCN Channel 15, and also online at www.bnntv.org. This evening's program will be repeated on the following schedule: Sunday at 5 p.m., Monday at 1 p.m., and Tuesday at 11 a.m. Today's program, we have the pleasure and honor to invite a representative of Representative Linda Dorcena Forry to join us on the conversation. So with me today is Mr. Bob Gittens, and he's a volunteer for Representative Linda Dorcena Forry's campaign.
That's
so
correct.
Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Very happy to be here.
Well, I'm happy that at least you are here to represent her. So could you please tell the audience, and I'm sure that many people already have heard of her, especially if you live in Dorchester.
Right.
But for those who don't know her, could you tell us a little bit of her background?
Yeah, I'm happy to talk about her background.
Okay.
But let me start by saying and explain why she's not here tonight, because she very much wanted to be here and be part of the show and talk with your audience.
Yes.
And as some folks will know, the legislature is still in session.
Yes.
So they're working tonight, and she is doing her job. And what she's been doing is working on the priorities that her district cares about. And so they were in session last night, and she's been working on amendments to the budget. And she brought $7.5 million to early educators, so that's included in the budget. So she's hard at work on the issues that the district cares about, and
I see.
I'm happy to sit in for her this evening.
Okay.
So let me just say a word about Linda, because I've known her for quite a while. I've known her, I've known her family, I know her background in terms of what she's done in the community. Somebody who has grown up in the community, it's part of who she is, and she really has done a terrific job representing the Dorchester community, Dorchester Hyde Park and Mattapan in the legislature. She has focused on making sure that jobs come to the community, that small businesses thrive, and she is somebody who really can reach a broad swath of the community. And if you look at the senatorial district, she is somebody who can reach into all parts of that community, listen, understand what their issues are, and work in the legislature to make sure we are able to respond to those issues.
So then she's been a state representative for
8 years.
For 8 years, okay. Why is she running for a state senate now?
State Senate?
Yeah.
Because I think, first of all, she's built a solid track record of success as a state representative. Again, representing the communities I mentioned, Dorchester, Mattapan, Hyde Park, and has really focused on how she's able to bring jobs to the community. You may know that she's the chairperson for the Committee on Community Development and Small Business.
I see.
So she's focused a lot on small businesses and helping them succeed and grow. The opportunity now with Senator Jack Hart stepping aside is for her to take those skills and those priorities to a broader level, to really take it at another level in state government, so that she reaches a broader range of people and has a greater impact to the community.
Right. But she hasn't, maybe known in the South Boston area. So, so do you think that people from Southie would accept her well?
I think people, first of all, when people get to know her, you will see that she's such a warm, intelligent, committed person.
Yes.
And she's easily able to work across all types of groups of people.
Okay,
And we know that she's connecting very well with people in South Boston. I think it's a question that can be asked of all of the candidates, but in terms of how she's done things, she's connected with people in South Boston in all of the communities. She happens to be married to a gentleman who's Irish American, so she's certainly able to work and to relate with all types of people, and she does that very well.
And who is that?
Bill Forry is her
Okay,
husband.
and
Yes.
who is Bill Forry?
Well, he is the publisher of the Dorchester Reporter newspaper.
Yes. And that Forry is the father, who's
Exactly.
been long known as a community activist
He
as
certainly
well.
is. He
so
was
that would
the
be
founder of that
advantage.
newspaper, and
Right.
is somebody. But it's a family that's really been committed to the community. So
Well, that's great.
she is an important part of the legacy that that family holds.
So if you do the bullet points, what have been her achievements as a state representative?
Sure.
Yeah.
So I think there are several, and I think I mentioned that she chairs the Committee on
Community Development,
and Small Business.
Yeah.
And I think that's important, particularly in Dorchester, because it's small business we know that generate jobs for the community. And
Right.
so she has done more than probably any other legislator in bringing small businesses, helping them succeed and bring jobs to the community. You may know that in recent years there was a question about the libraries and whether they were going to stay open.
Right, I
She
remember.
helped lead the fight to keep libraries open in the community, and such an important resource for all of us, but certainly for elders, for students. Having those libraries open has been critically important to the community, and she helped lead that fight. And as I mentioned, she's key achievement last night, the amendment on funding for early education and $7.5 million. And you know, if I think about it from my own perspective, what key issues are in the community, it's education and it's jobs. And she has prioritized those two issues and has brought results back to the community very effectively.
So what about even public safety? Has she done anything there? Because as you know, Dorchester recently has some crime issues.
Yeah.
And
And so she works very effectively with community groups, community organizations, which when you think about community policing, that's key in terms of how people respond to it. She has very good relations with police departments. So it certainly is a priority for her in terms of making sure that the community is safe. And we have both the tools as well as the relationships to respond to that. I think the other thing that when you think about public safety, many of us are concerned about what happens with juvenile crime because we see that as sort of the start to further problems. And one of the things that she does very well is work in terms of helping young people. So that is a key part of helping to make sure that we reduce juvenile crime.
Yes, that's very important. Now, so given that Dorchester, especially Fuse Corner, has a large Vietnamese community, and we're looking at approximately up to 15,000 Vietnamese, and certainly maybe a little bit more than 200 Vietnamese-owned businesses and operated, especially along Dorchester Ave, as you could see. So now, do you know what would Linda do in order to help us, especially making diverse community to be, a destination for business and for culture?
Right.
Yeah.
So I think the two things is, one is working closely with the Vietnamese community and with small businesses and helping to develop the best way of helping those businesses succeed, helping her understanding what the challenges are that need to be addressed within the legislature, and then coming forward with proposals that would respond to that. I think the other thing is, as she has been doing in the legislature, on the committee that she's on, is designing those strategies that, again, eliminate barriers for small businesses to get up and running, helping entrepreneurs get started. And certainly we'll be doing that with the Vietnamese community as well. I mean, she's very well attuned to what's happening in Fields Corner and the folks who live there, so I think that would continue.
Yes, yes. Let me remind our viewers that they can call in, since this is a live show. Please call in at 617-708-3290. Again, 617-708-3290. If you have any question for our guest, Mr. Bob Giddens tonight. Thank you. So again, so what can we expect from Linda if she become elected as a state senate?
I think you can expect effective leadership. I think she's demonstrated that in the roles that she's played, both as a community representative, a community leader, but also particularly in the legislature. So you can expect effective leadership. You can expect good communication with the community, hearing what the community is thinking about and concerned about, and her taking that back and working on those issues in the state Senate.
So what have been her challenges, if she has, as she runs for this position?
Yeah, I think the challenges that she's faced are those that other legislators have faced. We've been through a challenging time in terms of it's not only the state economy, but the national economy. It's getting back on its feet, and thanks to good leadership, it's in better shape than many other states, but we've got to continue to grow that. And I think what she's had the experience of doing, chairing a committee, is looking at ways in which we help those small businesses get on their feet and continue to thrive.
So then her top priorities so far that I learned from you would be education and jobs.
And yeah, and I think small businesses, I think
small business.
the connection with small businesses, I think, are key.
I see, okay. So that would be the same two issues as a state rep or as a state senator. So the two issues
She
are
would continue
similar.
to focus on those, but I don't
Okay.
want to say that those are exclusively the issues that you would work on, because I think, it's the example with the library. I mean, she's attuned to what's happening in the community and responds to those issues as well. But I think in terms of things that she's built a track record of being successful at, understanding what the needs of the community are today, those would be the things that she continue to focus on going forward.
Besides the issues that she represents or that she's been working on, who is Linda? What kind of leader is she, especially as a woman leader?
Yeah, and it's interesting, as you point out, as a woman leader, as a person of color.
Right.
I think she is somebody who doesn't fit any of the stereotypes of what that might mean. She has a way of hearing what people are thinking about and working with people and bringing folks together from different communities or different groups and coming up with strategies for responding to those issues. And so I think that's the type of leadership you would see. She's the type of person who, again, hearing where people are at and helping to formulate good proposals to then go into a legislative body and have the respect of her peers in the legislature, being able to work with the governor. We have Governor Patrick now, but he's going to be stepping down. We'll have a new governor, but she's able to work with the executive leadership to get things done. And so I think when I think about leadership, it's that ability to get things done.
Okay.
And I think I know that she's done that and will continue to do that.
So sounded like she's a go-getter.
She's very much a go-getter.
Okay.
She is.
Okay.
Right.
What about sincerity, genuine, all these?
As I said, I've known her since she was a very young person and know her fairly well. And she's somebody that has the highest integrity and somebody who is trustworthy, who's honest. And I think she's demonstrated that in the way she's lived her professional life.
She's also a mother of four, right?
Mother of four, and she
which
is
is very challenging.
devoted to her children. And
Yeah.
it's looking at how she and her husband Bill work together, making sure that the kids are cared for and nurtured in all the right ways. But at the same time, both of them being able to lead successful professional lives. So it's I think it's a model for all of us. So.
Well, which is great. But why did you choose to help Linda as she runs?
Well, it's interesting because, as I said, I've known her. She's been a friend for a long time. And I've watched what she's actually done as she's gone into the legislature. And, I live in Dorchester, and what she does in the state Senate is going to affect me directly.
Yes.
So I had to have the confidence that she was going to be able to do that and do it well, and I have no doubt about that. So I've seen her in action. I've seen what she's actually been able to do in the legislature, so I know she can continue that at the state Senate level.
Now, I know that she's Haitian American, so then she was born here?
She was born here, yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so...
Her parents are from Haiti.
I see, I see. So do you know if she has any advice for especially immigrant who aspire to be, future political leaders? What do you think, she would advise them to? Well, what are the steps?
You know, I don't know that I can say what her advice would be specifically. I think, you know, she's had that experience, both in terms of what her own family has been able to do, but also just as somebody in Dorchester, because so much of Dorchester is home to immigrants who are coming, getting settled, and trying to establish themselves. And so I think she's had a great experience in seeing that firsthand and would be able to give good advice. I don't want to try to speculate on it specifically what that advice would be because I don't know, but I think she's had the experience that would lead her to give very good advice.
I see. So we still have maybe 5 minutes. So if you have to tell the audience here, why would they vote for Linda? Could you tell people again? I have heard many of the good attributes that you know Linda have, but could you repeat or tell the audience again, why would they vote for her?
I think a vote for Linda is a good vote for them and for the community because of what the community is looking to see happen. We who live in Dorchester, in Mattapan, South Boston, Hyde Park, we're all looking for the same thing. We're looking for communities that thrive, that people have the opportunity to have good jobs, raise their families, have their children go to good schools. And those are the things that she's worked on and has improved in her role in the state legislature up to this point. She will be able to continue that and be even more effective as a state senator. So in the interest of what folks in those communities are interested in seeing happen, Linda can do that.
I see. Okay, wait. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very, very much. And we hope to have, you know, Linda on our show in the future, although you represented her very well.
Well, again,
so
she was working hard on behalf of the district as the legislature's in session working on the budget. So she's delivering the goods as we speak.
Yes, that's right. Proven, right?
Exactly.
All right. Thank you very much again.
Thank
it's a pleasure speaking with you. And good luck to you and to Linda.
Thank you.
And we hope she win.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good.
If you have any question for our show tonight, please contact us at email vatv@vid8.org or www.vid8.org or call at 617-822-3717. Thank you for watching our show tonight, and we look forward to having you back at next week's show. Thank you. Have a good evening.